This was a historic change, and this really rounds out the administration's legacy in terms of making sure that the military draws on the talents of all Americans, not just some. And so in one administration, to have lifted the ban on gays and lesbians, and then to allow women to serve in combat, and then to allow transgender service members to serve openly is quite an accomplishment for the administration. It's really something to be proud of. And what today says is that we're a country of inclusiveness, and we don't ban people just because of who they are, and we don't assign people to certain jobs just because of their gender. We let people serve based on whether or not they can do the job. The research is clear that implementing inclusive policy is not difficult. It's not difficult to let people be honest about who they are, and the Secretary outlined a thoughtful implementation plan that will be phased in over the next year, but the bottom line is that as of today, transgender service members are allowed to serve openly, and starting very soon, they'll be able to access medically necessary care. That's the big change. The research is clear that including all Americans who are able and willing to do a job strengthens the military, and the military is strongest when it draws on the talents of all Americans, not just some. And the Rand Corporation and others found that in 18 foreign militaries that allow transgender service, there's no compromise to readiness. What compromises readiness is forcing people to live in the closet and denying them medically necessary care. And so today's step is in the direction of promoting readiness.
Today, the military lifted a ban on transgender service members.
Yeah, 10 News military reporter Hannah Mullins joins us now. And Hannah, what's the timeline?
Well, guys, as of today, being transgender will not get you kicked out of the military. And in 3 months, you can actually change your gender on your ID and get medical care.
I just feel like my service is something to be proud of.
He was a fierce fire controlman in the Navy.
People thought that my mannerisms and the way I talked was just too feminine. And so one subordinate thought I should be kicked out because he thought I was gay.
But he didn't like men.
It was heartbreaking.
So he helped fight to get Don't Ask, Don't Tell lifted for gay and lesbian service members in 2011.
It was kind of like I got to watch as the bridesmaid.
He was forced to serve with the secret.
Can you imagine being in my shoes where you're not comfortable in your own skin, but because I was in the military, talking to anybody about it would have been the end of my career.
And benefits. After 20 years of service, he retired and became Autumn Sandine. There are up to roughly 11,000 transgender service members and reservists affected by the change.
The reasons why not were stupid.
Details need to be ironed out, like gender reassignment surgery coverage and when someone switches uniform and fitness standards, bathroom and barracks to the other sex. Autumn likes who she is and now describes herself as fierce femme.
You'll often find me up at Lake Cuyamaca fishing with my gel nails and my, putting worms on my hook.
She couldn't imagine going back.
Oh, no, that would be death.
Now, transgender troops have the freedom to serve as themselves.
So today, my community gets to be the bride, so to speak.
Or the groom, if they so choose.
And she says the military needs a system in place to protect transgender service members from discrimination and harassment. Hannah Mullins, 10 News.
As a result of this year-long study, I'm announcing today that we're ending the ban on transgender Americans in the United States military. Effective immediately, transgender Americans may serve openly, and they can no longer be discharged or otherwise separated from the military just for being transgender.